Hello and welcome to Totally Rovers, a Blackburn Rovers podcast by fans of the Blue and White Halves. With our weekly Rovers roundup, we'll discuss the games against Swansea City and Stoke City, then with the news about the club and the current state of affairs as we head into the international break. On the pod, there's myself, Luke, and we've got Liam as well. So,
Hello,
how are
everybody.
you? Hello. So, how are you doing?
I'm good. I had a nice long weekend off, so been on a couple of days out, done a bit of quizzing, and I've got the dog for a couple of days as well. So nice, chilled, relaxing, restful days. Can't beat it. I'm feeling fresh for the
Uh-huh.
pod. We're good.
Oh, fantastic. And how keeping me company and keeping you on your toes then from the sounds of
Oh, she definitely keeps me on my toes and keeps me company.
it. Fantastic.
She's a
I'm all
madam.
right. Oh, brilliant. Great stuff to hear. I'm okay. I'm just a little bit bunged up, as anybody might have noticed anyway by the sound of my voice. So I do apologise for sounding a bit croaky and whatnot. But I'm well enough to do the pod, so I'm not going to let that get me down and stop me from doing it. But anyway, let's get started onto the game against Swansea City,
Well,
which
I'm gonna
was
say I will be honest. I do have a bit of a bug as well. I mean, I can't stop coughing, but anyway, I won't let that affect the pod. Carry on. Sorry,
no,
Swansea.
we've
Swansea.
not let that stop.
I think talking about us being ill is probably better than talking about Swansea game, but there you go.
Yeah, yeah, fantastic. You put me off there. You
Sorry.
got sidetracked again. Never mind. Anyway, let's get started onto the game against Swansea City, which was the first game back at home after that 3-0 drubbing against Child Athletic. I
Yeah.
mean, we couldn't be much worse than what we were against Child Athletic,
I
to be honest, could we?
don't
I
know.
mean,
Let's not challenge them.
they did set the bar really low on that game. But
Yeah.
anyway, what was your taking of the Rovers game against Swansea?
Well, it was the first game we've got to go to this season together as well, which was something as well. It was nice to catch up with you. Nice to spend some time with you. It was nice to go and watch a game of football together. Um. So no, we went. We were optimistic to an extent. We went in there. They started okay, a bit of a cagey affair, but they started okay. And I felt that we had a chance of going on and getting something out of the game. And yeah, I'll let you disclose to everybody how that went down.
What do you think? I'll probably be better at explaining that more than you.
I think
You
you'd be
be
better explaining it without me losing my, as I'll probably get angry, and I don't want to.
all right. Okay,
You're a
then
lot
fair
calmer
enough.
than me.
I'll keep I keep my composure and all that.
Oh
Right
yeah,
then. But yeah, you were quite right though. It was pretty cagey, weren't it? There really wasn't much between Rovers and Swansea throughout the first half. I mean, we started okay, better performance, better pressing, but I don't
yeah,
think we're quite there in terms of like possession, like in
no,
terms of passing um and composure with the ball. I thought we weren't quite there. Like some of the passes were too weighted or too light. Um, well, they weren't quite the tempo there, but there was a bit more energy intensity than was in the last game. But that's not saying much. I mean, that build-up play from Taylor Corner Hitman to Ryan Alabiosu to cross the ball into Todd Campbell. I mean, that was a great bit of football there for us that got us in front
yeah. Some lovely
for
build-up
that
play and a
first
lovely,
goal.
lovely ball from Ali Biosu again. He's impressing. He's impressing every game at the moment.
Alabiosu's been outstanding for Rovers. I think he's on par with Todd Cantwell in being one of our best players and
Yeah,
arguably one of our most important players so far for Rovers
absolutely.
so far this season. But obviously, not long just before the break, we got caught napping, didn't we? When Ribeiro was caught out with that aerial duel. I mean, he wasn't in the right position and
No,
was found Franco unmarked, and there was that brilliant cross with a great volley into the
oh,
back of net that levelled
what a
Swansea up. I
volley!
mean, that was a proper volley that from Franco that got Swansea level right before the break.
It had to be applauded.
Didn't
Really, I mean, it was a good
uh,
goal all round. But
it was fantastic.
my
It
one
was just annoying
criticism
that
is it's again back post defending every time.
yeah, yeah, we're exposing that back line, and then it's again with that lapse of concentration as well.
Mm.
We're not. I think we're too slow to anticipate the danger when the opposition have the ball and going forward. having to chase back because we play quite a high line, don't we?
We
And I
do.
think we need to not to be so far up ahead, up by the byline without the ball. We need to be ready to defend and ready to anticipate danger going ahead of that as well. That's been quite frustrating. I mean, it's been a theme for Rovers so far this season. I think that's something we need to try and clamp out going ahead into season. But when it was level at like the break, I had an air of optimism. I thought we could actually get something from this game. You know, the very least we deserve from that display so far. If we play like that in the second half, the very least we deserve is a point. But obviously, it
Yeah.
wasn't to be because I mean, the second half though we weren't all that bad though.
No.
We started off the mark quite well, albeit a little bit sloppy in possession like we were in the first half. But it was that moment, weren't it, when Augustus Carbo cheaply gave the ball away, and then didn't run to try and retrieve the ball back to a point at least anyway. And then everyone else had to run and try and, you know, rectify that error from what Carbo did anyway. And then obviously we were open at the back, we were exposed. I think it was like three Swansea players were in it versus two Rovers defenders.
Yeah.
And then we were
I
like
think it was four
behind
versus
after being
two.
in a
I
win.
think it was.
Yeah. And then Cullen got that a pretty easy goal there, weren't it, from
Oh yeah.
Cullen that got Rovers ahead. It was a soft goal to concede and it was very frustrating and like we got ahead and then ended up being in a losing position.
Mm.
And then but to be fair to Swansea, Alan Sheehan did make the changes as well,
Yeah.
which he was quite proactive in doing. And Ishmael was a little bit more reactive on changes rather than being proactive about it. That's one thing I did notice in the game. But also I think we tried going for another goal, didn't we, throughout the
Yeah.
game? There was just really no end product on the final third. I mean, I think the only chance we had on target was Yuko Ashi having that header, weren't it, that was saved. It didn't really trouble Swansea's keeper. And then obviously there was a controversy at the end of the game where Todd Campbell was brought down in the box. Penalty appeal was turned down. It went to
Blatant
the
penalty and
official.
all.
Yeah, got booked, and Valerien Ismeal was raging on touchline, which he got booked. And then I just thought at that point, I thought, well, with everything going against us, I thought we ain't going to claw back an equaliser here. And then inevitably it ended 2-1. So I just think it's disappointing how it ended because of how good it started.
I felt second half we came out and we were on the front foot. I felt we were looking the more likely to score. And for the first 15 minutes, I thought, hey, we're having all the possession here. We're having all the build up play, and nothing's coming from it. Come on, we just need to get something out of this build up play now, and we're back in this, back winning this, and I think we'll win it. And then
Yeah,
it got played through. I don't know what touch that was, but it was a shocking touch because it took it out towards the corner flag instead of tucking through one on one with keeper. So then he's playing it away from goal. He realises he's been played into a position where he now has to play it backwards. But rather than play it back simply just to the one man near him, and then he tried to play it back down into midfield, give the ball back to them, and then it was a 4v2 break. And it was what on earth was going on? But he didn't, like you say, he didn't chase back nothing. And that's what got me angry about it all.
yeah, Cogbo got a lot of flack for it and a lot of
Mm.
criticism for it. I mean, it was justified. But what isn't acceptable is like fans abusing him for it.
No.
I mean, that's wrong. But you know, the criticism is if you're being constructive with the criticism towards Cogbo, totally get that. It's justified
Yeah.
because that was one mistake that cost us like that dropped us points in
Yeah.
one of them moments that dropped us points in the game.
Not
Now
not
you can
only was his
also argue,
not only was
yeah,
his touch costing us from maybe getting 3 points, but then the back pass cost us 1 point as well. So
yeah, that's it. So it's frustrating, and I mean, I hate moaning about refs and officials when it comes to games that we lose, but this is one moment in isolation that could have impacted the game
yeah.
should a penalty been given, because we could have been level, you know, 2 apiece. And,
Well,
you know, I think a point was no more than what we deserved, really. No less than what we deserved, sorry, against Swansea. But to be fair to Swansea, they had their chances because there weren't
yeah,
that many chances they had, and they took it and
yeah.
rewarded handsomely with going back to South Wales with 3 points.
Oh, absolutely. The one thing I will say, and kind of clutching at straws here, in a sense. But I felt the linesman was very, very, very trigger happy with his flag in that second half. Not just for us, but for both sides. He seemed so trigger happy with that flag, and you remember me making a comment in the stand. I know I'd love to shove that flag. Anyway, moving on from that, and I don't know if this is true or whether this is just fans, disgruntled fans trying to make up rumours, but there was something I heard about the referee is a Preston fan.
Well, it's not proven though, is it? So
It's not proven,
I
no,
don't.
but if he is, then that's a little bit
It's a bit
that could be
sus, isn't it?
a
If we're
bit
going
sus,
on that logic anyway.
but because
It's
that
a.
was a blatant penalty, and I don't know how it can't be given. But there you go.
Mm,
Take nothing away
no,
from
I
Swansea
don't
because
know either.
they came there, did a job. They played the ball smartly when they got the counter attack, and they got 2 good goals out of it. So, and fair play to
Yeah,
Swansea.
yeah, fair play to him. Fair play to him with how they played and it worked. And Alan Sheenan making a change as well. It appears to have worked
Yeah,
as well.
he made some
But
smart changes second half.
he did actually. To be fair to him as well. And then obviously the next game was against Stoke over the weekend. Obviously,
Yeah,
Mark Robbins has had a really good start for Stoke City. You know, Stoke were battling to survive at the back of the last season, and at that time you thought, oh, Stoke are going to be lower mid-table fodder. No, they've started really strongly, and I think the signing of Sorba Thomas has been one of their key signings as well, and I
ex-Rover.
think he's been one of their key assets, and for Stoke City as well. That's been key to them having a really good start. Um, they were up like the top 6, aren't they, at the moment? More playoff chasers rather than fighting
Well,
relegation.
before the game against us, I think were they not top 2 or top 3?
Yeah, I think they were, yeah.
I don't think
They
I
were up
think
there.
they barely lost a game. They were doing quite
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, they've drawn more games though, haven't they?
Mm,
Which is worth sort of tailing
yeah,
for them. But like they're up the top 6 and then they're mixed for like playoffs. So, all credit where it's due for Stoke City. And because they're an informed side, I was thinking, oh God, this is probably not the best time for Rovers to play against Stoke either,
totally agree.
given how well they did. But much to my surprise and delight, we actually we had a really good fighting display against them, like throw it. I mean, in the first half, there was a very spirited performance. It was quite scrappy,
Yeah,
um, but Stoke dominated possession. But we were more of a goal threat when we had the ball. We were trying for attempts on goal, but there was some good defending from Stoke and good goalkeeping as well. And obviously, Victor Johansson is arguably one of the best goalkeepers in the Championship.
yeah.
I think he's a quality goalkeeper. I mean, last
Wow.
season he frustrated the hell out of me with the game last season at home where we just couldn't seem to get the ball through the net, and they won 2-0 against us last season.
Yeah,
So I had that on the back burner thinking this could be a game where Stoke could get in front and we can't claw a goal back or let alone an equaliser or anything like that. But, you know, um, it was a very level performance, level game for both sides. There really wasn't much between them. I mean, there were moments in defence that Lewis Miller closed down Sorba Thomas with his size and strength and pressing and did well to outmuscle him. And Alabiosu had another one where he ran one on one with Sorba Thomas and did that brave challenge on him to stop him pressing the ball forward and got the ball off him. That was a really good bit of defending from Alabiosu. But on the attack, though, I mean, we tried for goals. I mean, for a couple of moments, Tronstad had a header on target, which didn't trouble Victor Johansson. Todd Campbell had a shot on target, which didn't really have much power and didn't really trouble Victor Johansson. And
no,
Ryan Hedges had a very close shot,
just past the
narrowly went
post.
wide. Yeah, and Maury had an attempt on goal. But there really wasn't much between Rovers. And Toth did some crucial saves for Rovers as well to
Yeah,
stop
he did.
going ahead as well. So it was a very tight contest in that first half. And in defence, though, thought McLaughlin and Miller did all right, actually. They were quite organised, kept it simple. And There was a good centre-back pairing from them two in that game.
Well, I
I mean,
didn't think that it was one of Lewis Miller's best games in a Rover shirt, personally. I think I
yeah,
think I think he was definitely probably best he's played for us so far. He was one of the better players on the pitch, in my opinion. And if he can
oh
play
yeah,
like that more often, and I'm happy for him to play at centre back. So fingers crossed, that's the start of more to come.
yeah. Hopefully, it is more to come because out of our new signings, you could say that Miller is one of them that's hit the ground running as well
Mm,
for Rovers. You know, he's been called in out of necessity
yeah,
with Hayden Carter being injured, and he's adapting relatively. I think he's adapted quite quickly to become a centre back, even though it's not his natural position.
no, it's not.
We'll talk about the squad stuff like after the Stoke game. But into first half, I thought 0-0. I thought, yeah, we'll happily take that. You know, even if we don't score a goal or they don't score a goal, a clean sheet is a bonus as well.
Yeah,
Because do you know one thing? Balazs Tofi's yet to get a clean sheet at home. He's not got a clean
blimey,
sheet at a home game for Rovers.
blimey, I did not know that.
No, all his clean sheets are away from home. So that'd be a nice one for Balazs Tof as well to get a clean sheet at home.
Yeah,
But into second half though, um, we started quite slow. I mean, within the first 4 minutes, we were caught napping, and Ribeiro was caught back again and crossed the ball. And what's the name of the forward for Stoke? Just give me them, isn't it? He scored the goal um, against us. He crossed the ball in. Let's check his name. Manouf, that's the one. And
Manu.
Manouf got the ball into
I
net. It
don't
was
know his
quite,
name either.
yeah. Manouf got the ball in, and Sean McLaughlin was unlucky not to try and stop that because it did deflect off him when the ball went into the net. But it was a bit frustrating that we were a little bit exposed at the back again and not quick enough to anticipate that danger and act upon it.
No,
After that, though, we tightened up, we were more disciplined, and Rovers did really well to respond to the goal as well. They chased the game back, we kept trying for goals, and what helped, though, was the substitutions made by Valerien Ismeal. You
yeah,
know, there was a really positive impact made there with Dion Deneve put on up with the wing. You got Augustus Carbo that came on onto the right flank on for Murray. And to be fair though, Murray didn't really have the best of games. He wasn't
no,
really there. He had a quiet spell, to be honest. He had a quiet game. And then Andrew Johnson was taken off
I have
for
to come on.
Yukahashi. And Andrew Johnson didn't really have the best of games though, to be honest. I mean,
No,
earlier on in the game, I think it was the first half, with Todd Campbell passed the ball out wide, but Johnson was not mistimed his run to get the touch and put the ball in the net. He wasn't there at the right time, and he mistimed his touches and his hold up play weren't the best today. Not today, on a Saturday. We're recording on a Monday, by the way, as we speak. Um, wasn't the best, but I think with the changes made by Ishmael, it was a very attacking minded like uh, tactic that was there. I mean, Dion Deneve was blisteringly quick on that left flank, though.
he was rapid,
He was
weren't
very quick and direct, and he was a big threat to the Stoke defence. I don't think they knew what to do with him.
he? No,
And when he had the ball, he was confident to take them on and run with the ball and pick out them passes as well. And which was key to him, which was key to Rob's getting the equaliser because Dion Denis was running down the flank with the ball and Campbell saw Augustus Carbo marked in the box. And then it was quite a tight space for Carbo to get that goal because there was like 2 or 3 Stoke players around him.
mm.
And he had that composure to get the ball in the net, which is a really neat finish from Augustus Carbo.
It
And
was very
after the
well.
week,
Sorry,
go
go
on.
on.
And after the rough week he's had and rough couple of games he's answered his critics with a goal, and it's a
Yeah.
perfect response to it.
Well, he was very well. He did very well considering the position he was in. He could have been forgiven there for not managing to get a shot away or get it even on target. The fact he had 3 men around him and he still had to manage to find a way through them with the ball and put it into the net past the keeper. Um, how he did it was quite neatly taken. To be fair to him, so credit where credit's due. Cardboard made up for the fact he made a big blunder. I'll call it blunder, not blooper. Blunder last week. But I think credit's deserved for Todd Cantwell because yes, Eve did brilliantly to run down the left flank and pass a couple of players. He played it in towards Cantwell, who I think it came off his shin or something like that, so it went far in front of him. It almost went out for a goal kick, and he managed to keep it in with
Yeah,
two players around him, and someone managed to find Carbo on the edge of the 6-yard box. It was a hell of a back pass to Carbo. Give him credit where it's due. He
yeah,
did
it
both keep it
was.
in and play it back and find Carbo.
Yeah. Carbo looked quite sharp, actually. He's sharper
He
than
did,
usual.
to be
I
fair.
think I think that goal, though, to be honest, from Carbo will do him the world of good for his confidence because
Yeah,
I know he hasn't had the best of form like since the season started, but I think it's been a confidence thing as well. And that goal will definitely give him that confidence. And I think the shackles could be off him now.
fingers
Well, that
crossed, because
remains to
I
be
hope
seen.
so.
I hope so because with that pace he's got, he should be a bit more direct with the ball
Yeah,
and run at the players and take them on, which is what Deneve does. So if you got Carbo underneath running at you, you're gonna be it's gonna cause a major headache for defenders. And hopefully you get like them running off or Hashi and Good Johnson. It could work all right as an attacking front though. But
yeah.
at the moment, from where I stand, I think Deneve and Cogbo are best as impact players for now. I think they could be slow burners for
I think
Rovers
that's
out of
probably a good
our
shout, to
players
be
that we've
fair.
got. If we need to be more offensive,
Mm,
they're really good options to have at our disposal.
I totally agree.
But
Two
you
solid
know, there was
impact
other
players that have got pace, that can run at tight defences. It's what you want, isn't it? Coming off your
yeah.
bench.
And then obviously Gay could be option if you need for the strength as well.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a strong player, isn't he, as well? But that's probably more for like set pieces and scrappy games. I mean, Taylor Gardner Hickman could do a long ball to Gay, for example. I don't know. That could potentially be another thing. But anyway, it ended one apiece, and Cogbo nearly got another goal, which Victor Johansson saved, and it hit the post. He could have got two, maybe three
yeah.
goals. I mean, I would call that a nice bit of redemption from Augustus Cogbo. Really
I would
happy with
agree.
how he played. Adam?
I would completely agree. I think he redeemed himself for definite. I think it was one of his better performances as well. Like I said, if we could see more of that from him, I think, and the goal do his confidence good, I think we might start to see more from him.
Fingers crossed, like you said. So, as we go into international break, what are your take-ins with Rovers so far with how we've been performing this season? You know,
Um,
take-ins from the games.
I'm not. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I think we are looking at lower half of the table. I'm just hoping we can just keep picking up the odd points here and there, the odd draws and wins that we can just about keep away from the relegation zone. If we can keep a decent distance from the three teams at the bottom from the end of the season, when it comes to the running, I think some of the young players, it'll be all right. They'll be fine with it. It's when they're in, it's if they're stuck in that battle going into the last couple of months, the pressure will build. There are a lot of young players. They've not probably not had to deal with that sort of thing before. It's how they deal with it then. I'd
Yeah.
rather not have to find that out. I'd rather be just comfortably like I'd argument say it's something like 15th, 15th,
Mm.
16th, just decently enough above the relegation zone. We're not going to get anywhere near playoffs this season. We're not going to be anywhere near the top half, I don't think. But we kind of knew it was a whole rebuild this season. A lot of experienced players went out because the contracts were up. And then we've got a lot of young talent that are still going to have to find their feet and find a rhythm of playing in the championship. Don't forget, a lot of these players have come from all over Europe, and they're not played in a league as physical as the championship. It's one of the hardest leagues to play in.
Yeah, it is. It is a very difficult league. I mean, we get punished. We've been punished for these sloppy mistakes that we've been making, haven't
Yeah,
we? These
yeah.
sloppy mistakes, these schoolboy errors. We need to clamp that out, though, particularly coming back for
I
the
think that
international
will come
break.
over time, though. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, it should do. It should do. But one thing I need to, like the other takings as well is I think Valerien Ismeal is still finding out what will be his best 11.
Yeah.
what will be a best formation going forward with the squad that he's got at his disposal. You
Hmm.
know, is it? I mean, it's a big gamble. You know, getting rid of a lot of experienced championship players, but again, it's catch-22 with a contract situation.
Yeah.
But you know, with Ishmael trying to find a regular start 11, I think we need to have a settled back line. We need to have a settled midfield, and maybe a settled, and obviously another settled front line. Because which players would you say are very much the mainstay of Ishmael's starting 11? I would have Toth, obviously in goal.
Yeah.
That's speaks for itself. Centre back, that's the one that's got question marks over.
Yeah. I would
Because
completely
if
agree.
Hayden Carter comes,
I
is
don't have one that I'd pick out as the main centre back. So I
because
agree
he's
with you there.
because he's been flipping around between McLaughlin and Wharton as a left-sided centre back,
Hmm.
and then you're having Miller there while Hayden Carter's injured. So you need a settled back line. I mean, the right back position, Alabiosu, I'd say is very much the
I
mainstay
think
there.
that's nailed on that.
That's nailed on that position.
I think you'll find as well. I think he's an improvement on Pickering, personally. I mean, I've got a friend who's a Burnley fan who even turned around and said he thought we'd done brilliantly to get a player of his quality. He said he's seen a couple of the games. He thinks he's a brilliant player, and he thinks we've upgraded on Pickering, if anything. So to get 3.5 million for Pickering and then get a player like Alabiosu, and who looks like he's just took to that position and made it his own, and is looking very, very comfortable there. We've done well.
It's not Harry Pickering. It's Callum Britton. You mean in
Why?
there?
Why did I say? Why did I say Harry Pickering? I don't know why I said that. I meant Callum Britton.
Callum
There you go.
Britton. Harry Pickering's still here.
I know Harry Pickering's still here. He's a left back.
We'll mention him actually after speaking of left
Yeah.
back position. But yeah, was your mate who's a Burnley fan? That wasn't a backhanded compliment, was it, about Ryan Albiosu? I'm sure it was. I'm sure it
No,
must be a
I don't think it
backhanded
was
compliment
actually.
about it.
It was in our fantasy football chat group, and there's a lot of Rovers fans, a couple of Burnley fans, a couple of Liverpool, a Villa, a United, a couple of United fans. There's a vast group in there. Put it that way. There's about 15 of us. And he turned around. And he says, "I've seen him play for Rovers a couple of times now." And he was saying, "I generally think you've got a decent player there. I think he's a step up on Callum Britton." There you go. So I got it right that time.
Yeah, you'll have this time. I think only the signs are very, very good though. Only time will tell though, because
Oh yeah,
I think he's got the qualities, the attributes similar to Callum Britton with that pressing,
yeah,
run with the ball, distribution of the ball. But I think he's better defensively and tracking back than Callum Britton.
yeah.
Dare I say it? So yeah, you can argue that that is an upgrade on that part as well.
And
And
cost
his work rate though, and his
very little as
pace.
well.
Yeah, I think we're about less than a third than what we
Yeah.
the price of what we sold Britain for. So yeah, it was an excellent purchase for
Me.
us. But left back, I mean that's a jury to decide between Ribeiro and Pickering at
Yeah, it is.
the moment. So that
Because you
remains to be
still have
seen.
Pickering.
Yeah, we still have Pickering. We haven't sold him for 3.5 million. These are some money to sell Pickering for, though.
I'll take it. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, no, we've got Pickering, we've got Ribeiro, and I
Ribeiro.
mean, even if we were to go free at the back, I mean, I suppose you could have Hedges as a left wing back. It's an
Yeah,
idea.
Hedges did actually play as a wing back when
Yeah,
Dion Denis was put on, and the link
yeah,
play was actually really quite good.
yeah,
Because Hedges can play that deep role to
yeah.
allow him to rest and let Dion
That's
Denis
what I
do
was
more
thinking.
running higher up the pitch. It worked quite well actually. It was quite
If we
effective.
needed to, we could do like a Wharton, Miller, and McLaughlin with
You
man
could
just
play
gone
a
blank.
back five though. You could play
Yeah,
a back five actually with
with
two
Ali
wing backs.
and Thingy on the
Yeah,
other side.
yeah. Alabiosu, yeah, on there as well. If you
Mm,
did it like a 5-3-2, I
yeah,
suppose it could work.
yeah,
I mean, the three you would have Tronstad as the
yeah,
sole holding midfielder, Garner, Hickman, and Campbell, and then have the two forwards up front. I don't
yeah.
know,
A Hashi playing
Murray
just off the
and
other one. Yeah,
you could have a Hashi and Murray up there, and maybe Good Johnson and Cardboard potentially.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just examples, but like you said before, it's a pretty raw team though. It needs a bit of nurturing as well and
Yeah.
bedding in. I mean, there's some players that have adapted quite quickly and hit the ground running, and there's some that are taking the time to adjust and adapt to English football in the Championship and potentially slow burners. So, but what I saw from Neve though, it was like how he was against Everton. He had
It
that
was good to see.
composure as well and that pace. So it was really good to see. But obviously, where we're obviously concerned, we really need to like get points on the board and fast
Yeah.
because, like you said, we don't want to be looking over our shoulders and having the pressure on us of surviving in the league and avoiding relegation. But survival is the main aim at the moment, unfortunately, with the way things are. I mean, how many games is it we've lost? Is it four? 4 games we've lost? 1, 2, and drawn 1? Or is it? Yeah, that's right, isn't it?
But uh,
Yeah,
is it
it
drawn
is.
1 or drawn 2? I'm not sure. But anyway, the
No, we're
point
drawn
is though,
1.
drawn 1. The point is though as well. What's really frustrating about it all is some of them games that we've lost we shouldn't be.
Yeah, they were just
There's
some sloppy errors that we
There's
made,
been
though, aren't
a few games where there's been terrible errors made where we've kind of thrown it away at the end.
they? Yeah, exactly. It's like the game against Birmingham, for example. Very
Prime
sloppy
example.
mistake.
Yeah.
Prime example of that when we were in the winning position as well. You know, like West Brom, a soft goal conceded there, where we
Yeah.
could have grinded out a point, at the Hawthorns. And then obviously was Norwich. There was some schoolboy errors there that cost
And
us 2
Swansea.
points, and Swansea. So it's just a series of schoolboy errors that we've been
It
making,
is.
and we need to
And
clamp
it's
these out.
frustrating.
And need to probably just get back to basics and stick to the basics,
Mm.
particularly particularly where we're defending as well. And I think there needs to be more contribution in terms of creativity across the
Yeah,
park. Because one concern I have is that we're quite overly reliant on Todd Cantwell,
we are.
when it comes to creativity. I mean, what if he's injured and suspended? Who else can we really rely on for pushing that ball forward, picking out them passes and creating chances, in midfield and as in the number
It's a
10
good
position?
point.
Because Henriksen is not quite ready. I don't think he's
No.
bedded in yet at all.
Could you play a Hashi where Campbell is?
That's what I thought, actually. I thought Ohashi
Mm.
could be the
Like
only
like a like
option.
a
Or,
like a number 10 and like a deep lying number 10 sort of thing.
yeah, like a number 10 or a false 9.
Yeah,
Or you could potentially play Murray there.
you could do. Yeah,
But I think I would try Ohashi over Cantwell. Ohashi over, sorry, not Cantwell. Ohashi over Murray, sorry,
if
as
Campbell got
the
injured.
number 10 in that position. Say if Cantwell is injured or suspended,
Yeah,
or if we need a bit of rotation for, like, say, a cup game, for example. But that is a worry. But I think there are other players that are trying for goals, though. That's one thing I've noticed more
it's good to
across
see.
the goal attempts. I mean, you've got Tronstad who's trying for goals now. He never really did that last season, apart from
No,
the game against Millwall. Um, you've got Taylor Garner-Hickman who probably try for him. Ryan Hedges is trying for goals. Murray's trying for him.
Cardboard.
Campbell obviously trying for him. Cogbo. And obviously we need to get Good Johnson getting on the score sheet eventually. But reaching at the back of the settled team as well. I think potentially we might have a settled midfield. I
Yeah,
think Garner Hickman and Tronstad look to be the pairing for now. I mean, they were flip flopping between Tavares and Garner Hickman, but Tavares had an injury, didn't he?
yeah,
And he didn't even make it back to the bench. But it soon transpired that Ishmael is like saying that like no player's position is safe. You got to work for your place and get it. But what I noticed more, I think Tavares is a all right player. I think he'll be a slow burner. I don't think he has the pace and he's not quite the engine room in that midfield that Garner Hickman is, which I
fair
think
enough.
complements Tronstad really well in that midfield. I don't know if you've seen that as well.
Yeah, no,
From,
I wouldn't disagree with you. I think he's starting to help Tronstad knuckle down on his duties. I think Tronstad's been able to concentrate more on his duties, and he can trust Hickman more to do like the creative side of it.
Yeah.
Because I think with Tavares, it was one of them. I think it was because he's still. I mean, don't forget he didn't have much of a pre-season. He was injured most of pre-season as well, was Tavares. So his
Yeah,
pre-season was
that's
pretty
true.
much in the first couple of games. So you've expected Tavares to try and create things, and he's still not up to pace, I don't think. So
No, he isn't at all. No, I just think he needs to bet himself in.
yeah,
But that's very much so. I mean, like you said, we still need to find that settled 11. I think
yeah,
midfield are pretty much there. Um, it's a tough one though, isn't it? I mean, he'll get a better idea as the season goes on, I suppose.
yeah.
But we need to like get a settled 11 quick as well. The sooner we get a settled 11 and a settled formation and a winning formation, the easier it'll be to get the points on the board as well.
It will.
In theory, anyway, but it doesn't always work like that.
That's pretty much just rattled off the two games that has happened, and we've given our inputs on it. But you've got a little bit of news for us as well, haven't you?
There was reports, weren't there, from the Lancashire Telegraph that the club that Venky's no longer need personal guarantees to fund the club. So, in a nutshell, they can spend a bit more money, but they can't go on a massive spending spree because of
No.
financial fair play and other
However, we
stuff
did
that's
make a
going on
solid
because they're
profit
still in a
last
cup.
season, so
Mm.
if we could see some of that
But
money spent in January, maybe.
hopefully it should be because in January I think we need some experienced championship players through the door and in the building in
Definitely
January.
centre
I think
back.
that's the most important thing with what we've lost. With what we've lost, yeah, especially centre back, particularly Dom Hyam gone and not being replaced. I
Exactly.
still, I know this. I know Rudy Gestede said that Lewis Miller can play as a centre back, but I'm not buying into that narrative at all. It's just absolute nonsense. I
No.
think it was their way of trying to justify selling Hyam, cashing
Yeah.
in, not replacing him. It doesn't wash it with me.
I mean, I've said it to you in person, but I mean, I don't understand why we didn't maybe just put in a little offering maybe to someone like Craig Dawson for the season and just give him a season just to play for us, give us that experience to help bed the young lads in. Even if he doesn't play a lot, a player of
Yeah,
that caliber with that sort of experience, he's played in the Premier League, Championship, he's played for some big teams. He could teach the youngsters a lot. But no, we
yeah,
didn't even offer someone like that an opportunity, and he was a free agent.
yeah, exactly, exactly. It would have been really handy for us to play. But I think we would have needed like a centre back that can play in pretty much week in week out and be on the beck and call.
Yeah,
That would have been because I mean Dom Hyam was perfect for that. He played
yeah,
like every game last season. He wasn't
yeah.
injured.
No, I
I think
agree.
we could have done more to try and I think it would have been worth the risk letting him leave on a free on that occasion.
Mm.
As a business decision, yeah, all right. But as a footballing decision, no, absolutely wrong decision to make. But I think we need another midfielder, like for experience.
I
I
wouldn't
know, like
disagree,
I know we've got Tronstad, and you
but
could
he
probably
leaves
say
us in the
Taylor
summer.
Garner. You could, yeah, line up to replace Tronstad. You know, bed himself, readily available.
Hmm.
But you've also got Taylor Garner Hitman, who's I know he's young, but he's got championship experience. But I know some might say, "Oh, we've got Adam Forshaw," but yeah, Adam Forshaw's not a player who's going to be available to and be a beck and call for playing 90 minutes week in week out or play all the time. We need somebody who's a mentor on the pitch, not like a mentor in the dressing room and in the training ground.
Yeah,
If that makes sense. So I do think we need an experienced midfielder to see out the games. I mean, further up the pitch, you've got Campbell and Hedges for experience, haven't we?
yeah,
So I think we do need some experience in January. We're crying out for that at the moment.
yeah. One good bit of news though is we've got Scott Wharton to resign, so
Mm.
we got he's one of our own.
That is brilliant news. It's the best bit, and one good thing is as well is that got he's not a player that's not got long left in his contract,
No,
and he's signed another new deal.
exactly.
He's signed until 2028 with a 12-month option. So in
So
essence, it's till
potentially 2029.
2029.
So it's like
And
another 4 years.
yeah,
It's
and
good.
it's an experience and it's an experienced player as well.
Yeah,
I know, like, it's his boyhood club. He grew up supporting the club, came through the academy and whatnot.
yeah.
But if that creates a ripple effect amongst the rest of the squad,
Some of the others
then
might sign on.
hopefully, yeah, the others might sign. I mean, Todd Cantwell, for example.
Mm,
I mean, he's enjoying his football with Rovers despite the
yeah.
results at the moment. I mean, that's the best time to try and tie him on and to tie him
While,
down to
while
a
he's
new
happy
deal.
and enjoying himself, yeah.
Yeah, strike it while the iron's hot, as they say, isn't it, as well?
Yeah,
I mean, the club missed a chance on doing that last season in November on the purple patch
yeah,
with, like, Travis and Britain.
yeah.
Didn't do that
Totally agree.
last season. They need to do if we get on the purple patch, that's the time to strike it, strike
Yeah,
them new deals for the players. And it's not just, Cantwell. Ryan Hedges, I think, is one that's worthy of getting a new deal, tying him down. You've got Ohashi, Balshtov, they should try new deals to them, or
yeah.
even potentially get Taylor Gardner-Hickman on a new contract.
Mm,
So, it's really important that we get these contracts sorted for the
yeah.
players because we
I
don't
think
want
we
to be
all
in
start
a
going in the right
situation again.
direction now, though.
Where that's concerned, yeah, where that's concerned, it is. But I think we need to strike the iron while it's hot
I
when
agree.
when we get into a purple patch. And players are more inclined to stick, stick around. And, you know, everyone talks about transfer windows, what players you get in and being a successful one. But it's a successful transfer window can be on what players you keep hold of as well.
Exactly.
Which brings me nicely to the next game after the international break is Coventry City because that was really key to their campaign this season is keeping hold of most of the players that they've got,
Yeah,
and they've improved them. But, they're on
they're
the
on a
best
tear.
form ever, aren't they?
They're
They
on a
scored,
tear.
they scored 27 goals in 9 games this season,
That's crazy.
averaging
That's an average of 3 goals a game.
averaging 3 goals a game, and, I don't see them slowing down at the moment so
No,
far.
and I don't see us being able to slow them down. As much as
No.
as much, and you know me, I'm an optimistic person when it comes to Rovers. I try to be as optimistic as I can. I'm nervous about this game.
Yeah, me too.
I'm
I don't see
hoping
us getting
international
anything
break will
against
just give us
Coventry.
a bit of a rest, and we might come out guns blazing. We might take it by surprise, but that's me being the
I
optimist
mean
again.
I mean, we're not the only team. If we lose, like, 3 or 4-0 against Coventry, that's nothing to be ashamed about because Millwall got battered 4-0 at home.
Yep,
Coventry were away to Millwall when they got battered 4-0, and then Sheffield Wednesday got battered 5-0
yep,
against Coventry, and Birmingham lost 3-0
yep.
to them. So, we're not the only team in isolation to get a real rubbing off them, and obviously Queen's Park Rangers got battered 7-1.
Yeah.
But on the other side of the foot, possible to get a point or get a result against Coventry. I know they've not lost a game yet as we speak, but Hull City hold them to a
Yep.
0-0 draw in the opening game of the season, and Norwich managed to get a point at the CBS Arena as well. So they have dropped points
And
at
we
home,
and we've
and
played well against both of
Championship
them.
is
So
yeah, and the Championship is a crazy game, crazy league at the best of times. It's a very unpredictable and unforgiving league, but it's going to be a tough one. And, we've got Sheffield United at home and Southampton at home are the remaining games of the month as well. So, we
I'm
need to get
optimistic, more
points on the
optimistic
board.
of getting results against them too. Coventry, I think, is going to be our hardest one.
Yeah, I think Southampton could be because they could potentially be starting to get into gear with the quality they've got of the squad and the
Oh yeah, I'm
depth
not
in the
not debating
across
that.
the squad. So, I
But
think
yeah,
that could be it'll be tough. It'll be very tough. There's no two ways about it. But
but
anyway,
no,
we're on to the
I
international
think
break, aren't we?
I
And,
think that pretty much wraps everything up for this episode, doesn't it?
yeah, yeah, it pretty much rounds everything up. I mean, um, that's everything there on Totally Rovers. What did you think of the game against Swansea and the game against Stoke? What do you think Rovers? How do you think Rovers been doing so far in terms of performance, regardless of results?
Who would you
And
say our
what do you
best
think
players
losing?
have been so far?
Yeah, what were our best players? And what would you say would be our best formation? And and your starting 11 so far of the Rover squad? Let us know in the comment section. So,
Absolutely.
we'll be looking forward to hearing your views and opinions on it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time on Totally Rovers.
Cheerio, everybody. Yep.
Hello and welcome to Totally Rovers, a Blackburn Rovers podcast by the fans of the Blue and White Halves, with our weekly Rovers roundup. Sorry, I need to start again. You know, I fluffed that up and I wrote it on.